The Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District educates more than 111,000 students. It is the second largest district in Harris County, third in Texas, and 24th in the nation, with room to grow in its 186 square miles. Currently, there are 85 schools, and 3 more schools are scheduled to open in the next 3 years to accommodate the district's student enrollment growth. Through the year 2020, CFISD is projected to increase by about 15,000 students. A 50-member committee representing a diverse cross-section of the community came together to evaluate and assess the current and future needs of the district. The committee presented a recommendation to the Board of Trustees to address safety and security enhancements, transportation, student growth, technology upgrades, and campus and support facilities improvements. The board unanimously approved the recommendation for a $1.2 billion bond referendum to be placed on the ballot for a bond election on May 10th. Here's what you need to know about the Cypress-Fairbanks ISD 2014 bond referendum. Safety and security enhancements, such as secured front entries at campuses with buzzer door releases and additional security cameras inside and outside, are items that are included along with additional lockdown panic buttons at strategic locations. Additional card reader access points, reinforced bullet-resistant glass at entries and exit windows, self-closing and self-latching gates, and improved emergency communication. Security and safety needs are also addressed with the recommendation pertaining to transportation. Not only will the bond cover additional video surveillance and GPS systems on buses, but it will also address the transportation services that were eliminated several years ago due to budget cuts. Prior to the 2009-2010 school year, transportation services were removed from about 12,000 students who lived within a 2-mile radius from their home campus. The Bond 2014 proposal includes adding more buses to restore that service to those students living within 2 miles of their assigned school, with the exception of students living within the current walk-to-stop distances. Additional buses will also be purchased to accommodate the growing number of students in CFISD and the replacement of aging buses, as well as a new transportation facility located on the southwest side of the district. The student population continues to grow by at least 2,000 students per year and is expected to increase by about 15,000 students by 2020. To support the continual growth, funds are needed for land purchases for future school sites, 3 elementary schools, 1 middle school, a second competition meet pool at Pridgeon Stadium with increased seating, a 3rd Ag Science Center to house student projects, a food service distribution warehouse to expand food service operations throughout the district. Upgrades to the district's infrastructure or technology framework and instructional technology are needed to better equip students academically and to assist district personnel with the day-to-day running of the district. Changes to the technology framework of the district will provide greater capacity for students and employees to access the network, including improved high-speed wireless and internet access. Additionally, upgrades to the standard classroom technology will include student and teacher mobile devices, interactive digital display boards, sound enhancement systems, and document cameras. As the interior and exterior of the district's facilities age, there is a need for renovations that not only provide for the protection of the district's assets, such as structural repairs and air conditioning replacements, but also addresses the safety and growth needs that affect various school programs. Improvements highlighted in the bond referendum include dance floor replacements at all high schools, portable acoustical shells for fine arts at all high schools, running tracks at all middle schools, renovations at Pridgeon Stadium to meet the Americans with Disabilities Act or ADA accessibility requirements, and band and drill team access to the field. Expansion of the culinary arts program to Cypress Ridge High School and High School number 12. And food lab renovations at all high schools. Major renovations and additions were also recommended for the following schools, which include modifications to the school's interior and exterior front entries. Adam Elementary School, built in 1972. Bain Elementary School, also built in 1972. And Watkins Middle School, built in 1982. It is critical that the public understands how school funding works and the limitations imposed upon public school districts by the state. Let's say there are two buckets of revenue sources that run the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. The first is revenue generated by the Maintenance and Operations, or M&O, tax rate, which is currently $1.04 per $100 valuation. The district's general fund is developed from the monies collected from the M&O tax rate, as well as from state, federal, and grant funding. The general fund is what CFISD uses to pay for day-to-day operations such as salaries, instructional supplies, utilities, insurance, and fuel. The second bucket source of revenue is from the Interest and Sinking, or INS, tax rate. The INS tax rate for the district is 41 cents per $100 valuation. This is the mortgage side of the district's finance structure. This fund can only be used for the payment of principal and interest on the bonds sold for capital improvements such as facilities, technology, and buses. The revenue generated from the INS tax rate stays within local control. Unlike the M&O revenue, monies generated from the INS property tax rate cannot be used for statewide expenditures. The Bond 2014 proposal increases the revenue generated from the I&S tax rate to address facility and student growth needs. In the first year, there would be no tax increase. Each year after, there will be an incremental increase in the tax rate, with a decrease in the last year. The maximum impact this bond would have on our taxpayers is a 4.5-cent increase. This is equivalent to about $5 more a month on your tax bill based on a $200,000 home. The local homestead exemption of 20%, which CFISD has preserved over the years, will not be affected. Homeowners 65 years and older are not impacted by the 2014 bond. School district taxes on resident homesteads are frozen in the year the taxpayer turns 65 years of age and will not increase as a result of a school bond election. The Cypress-Fairbanks ISD's $1.2 billion bond referendum will be a single proposition on the ballot on Election Day, Saturday, May 10, 2014. A list of polling sites for both early voting, April 28 through May 6, and Election Day are posted on the district website. For more information, go to www.cfisd.net.